When addressing a crisis, you have to understand why it's a crisis. And usually the numbers are a pretty good place to start. So when we embarked on American Graduate, Let's Make It Happen, that's exactly where I began.
But the more I learned about the high school dropout crisis, and there's a lot to learn about the high school dropout crisis, the more of a struggle it became to get my mind around all of the data out there. You have the graduation rates, there's the dropout rate, there's the status rate. What's an accurate way of measuring where we are?
That's a tough one.
When you Google, dropout statistics, there's so many numbers. What is the best teller of where we are?
I can't even begin to answer that question.
Apparently, I'm not the only one who thinks this is a tough topic. Two of the most commonly referenced statistics are the dropout rate and the graduation rate. They're often used interchangeably, but they're not interchangeable. The dropout rate measures kids dropping out over the course of a year, while the graduation rate looks at a group of kids from freshman year until graduation. Of the two, the graduation rate is the most commonly referenced statistic. But even graduation rates have often been figured using many different formulas, creating inconsistent numbers that weren't easy to compare. Some students take 5 or more years to graduate, while others only need 4. Some states, like Missouri, took that into consideration, while others did not.
Now, 4 years, that's what they normally looked at. But in today's society, persistence to graduation is sometimes 5 years in urban areas.
So how could you possibly compare one state, school, or district to another? You couldn't. So, to fix the problem, the federal government recently mandated that all states use the same formula, reporting the percentage of students who graduate in 4 years. When the change was implemented, the 2011 Missouri graduation rate dropped from 86.4% to 79.8%. So, is this an accurate measure of where we are? Some say no, especially when it comes to urban districts.
We have kids that graduate in 4 years, and there are still so many more from those same education institutions that graduate in 5 years that we're not able to count, or we're not counting properly.
So although the students who take 5 years to graduate may not be considered dropouts, they're no longer allowed to be counted as graduates under this calculation.
So while the reality in our schools remains the same, the numbers in many cases look significantly worse.
I think on any given day, you may want to lean to the left or to the right on which rate you want to choose. But there's so many of them.
At least now, if the graduation rate is the rate you choose, you know we're all talking about the same thing.